let's start with the obvious. Dark Souls 3, a game that basically said, hey, remember Elden Ring? Yeah, I'm its older, angrier brother. If Elden Ring is a chaotic open-world therapy session, Dark Souls 3 is a medieval rage simulator that teaches patience, pain, and the art of rolling at the right time. The world design is tighter than your internet connection during boss fights. Every path loops back beautifully, making you say, oh, I'm here again? Instead of, where the hell am I? Bosses here don't just kill you, they humiliate you. Pontiff Sullivan? That man doesn't fight fair. He brings his ghost twin like a tag team WWE villain. And then there's the Nameless King, who's basically Zeus on steroids riding a flying lizard. The combat? Crisp, faster than the previous games and built to punish even the smallest mistake. If you thought you were good in Elden Ring, DS3 will bring you back to reality real quick. But once you master it, every win feels divine. The game doesn't hand you dopamine, it makes you earn it, one parry at a time. So yeah, if you enjoy crying, cheering, and screaming in the same 10 seconds, Dark Souls 3 is your happy place.
Yes. FromSoftware looked at Dark Souls and said, what if we take away your shield, give you a katana, and expect you to become an actual ninja god? Sekiro isn't just hard, it's spiritually hard. You don't fight enemies here, you duel legends who have been waiting centuries to ruin your self-esteem. The parry system is pure rhythm game energy. Miss one block, and boom, you're sushi. The game forces you to unlearn your soul's habits. No stamina bar, no roll spam, no cowardly shield hiding. You face every boss head-on with pure steel and trauma. And when you finally perfect your deflect timing, you'll feel unstoppable. You'll slice through bosses so fast, you'll start questioning if you're still human. Sekiro's world is stunning too. Feudal Japan, but cursed, beautiful cherry blossoms mixed with headless ghosts and giant snakes who clearly didn't skip breakfast. The story? It's emotional, subtle, and hits hard when you least expect it. It's not just a game, it's a martial arts exam you didn't sign up for. You'll die, you'll rage, but when you finally hear that satisfying death blow sound effect, that's your gamer soul ascending.
If Elden Ring had a wild Japanese cousin hopped up on caffeine and demon blood, that's Nioh 2. It's part samurai fantasy, part inventory management simulator, because oh boy, the loot system here could make Diablo jealous. The combat is fast, deep, and beautifully brutal. You don't just swing swords, you master stances, high, mid, and low, each one changing your fighting style like you're auditioning for an anime intro. Enemies? Straight up nightmares. Yokai demons that can turn an easy run into an existential crisis. And when they enter their dark realm, your stamina drains faster than your patience. But then you pop your yokai abilities, transforming into a demon yourself, and it's pure chaos. You go from, please don't kill me, to, I am the storm. The customization here is insane. Weapons, magic, skills. You can build a samurai who punches demons, or one who spams fireballs like an angry wizard. The story is good, but the real meat is the combat. A glorious, exhausting ballet of blades and suffering. If you liked Elden Ring's precision and challenge, but wished it had more samurai anime madness, Nioh 2 is your ticket to pain paradise.
Imagine Pinocchio, but make it gothic, brutal, and emotionally damaging. That's Lies of P. This game basically asked, what if we took Bloodborne, gave it a Victorian facelift, and replaced your soul with a wooden one? You play as P, a puppet who lies his way through a world that looks like a cursed carnival designed by Tim Burton's depressed cousin. Every enemy is a mechanical nightmare, and every boss fight feels like your worst job interview, full of judgment and failure. The combat is slick and stylish, rewarding perfect parries and punishing anything less. Miss a block and you'll be sent flying like yesterday's trash. But nail it, you feel like the most elegant murder machine in history. And then there's the weapon system.
Pure genius. You can literally mix and match weapon heads and handles, creating your own personal instrument of destruction. Want a giant hammer on a rapier handle? Sure. Want a saw blade on a stick? Why not? You're a lying puppet anyway. Oh, and that story? Creepy, emotional, and surprisingly deep. You start questioning what it means to be human, while also questioning why that boss just one-shotted you again. Lies of P is elegant pain, a dark fairy tale that kicks your teeth in and then politely asks if you'd like another beating.
If Elden Ring and Destiny had a baby who loved guns and trauma, you'd get Remnant 2. This game is what happens when someone says, what if we put Dark Souls in a parallel universe and gave everyone shotguns? You and your squad, yes, this one's co-op heaven, travel through dimensions that range from gothic forests to steampunk wastelands to creepy alien fungus worlds. Every environment feels handcrafted by someone who's never known joy. The gameplay? Chef's kiss. Tight third-person shooting with dodge rolling, boss arenas, and enough RNG to make you question reality. One moment you're mowing down root monsters with a machine gun, next moment you're screaming because a giant moth just screamed louder. Every boss is a weird fever dream, like a parasite-possessed king or an ancient computer god who throws lasers at your face. And when you finally beat one, you don't just get loot, you get trauma, plus a slightly better gun. What really shines here is the replayability. Every world is procedurally generated, so no two runs are the same. You'll keep dying, discovering new weapons, and thinking, maybe this time I'll survive. Spoiler, you won't. Remnant 2 is chaos with friends, because if you're gonna die 1,000 times, might as well do it together.
This one's for the players who looked at Elden Ring and said, needs more religion, guilt, and pixel art. Enter Blasphemous 2, a 2D Metroidvania that's as beautiful as it is horrifying. You play as the Penitent One, a silent dude in a spiky metal helmet who apparently did something so bad even his sword feels sorry for him. The game throws you into a twisted world full of cursed saints, weeping statues, and bosses that look like Renaissance paintings possessed by demons. The combat is sharp, precise, and unforgiving. You'll slash, dodge, and pray, literally, because the enemies here hit like divine punishment. But every victory feels holy. When you finally slay a massive winged monster, you don't just win, you atone. Blasphemous 2 upgrades everything from the first game. Better movement, multiple weapons, smoother combat, and visuals so haunting you'll want to frame them. The music too? It's like church music if the church was built in hell. It's not an open world like Elden Ring, but it gives you that same eerie, I shouldn't be here vibe. The storytelling is cryptic and poetic, like someone reading Bible verses while bleeding art. If you enjoy platforming pain, holy suffering, and pixel perfection, Blasphemous 2 will bless and curse you at the same time.
Okay, listen. Silksong hasn't even released yet, but at this point, it's less of a game and more of a myth. People have been waiting for it longer than George R.R. Martin's next book. But if it's anything like Hollow Knight, it's gonna make us all suffer in 2D glory. You play as Hornet, that smug acrobat from the first game who apparently decided to go solo. This time, you're climbing through the kingdom of Farloom, filled with bugs that clearly need therapy. The gameplay? Fast, fluid, and way more aggressive than before. You're bouncing off walls, chaining combos, and stabbing things mid-air like a homicidal ballerina. The movement alone looks so good, you might die just admiring it. Like Elden Ring, Silksong is about exploration and pain. You'll unlock shortcuts, collect charms, and die in places you didn't even know existed. The atmosphere? Haunting and quiet, like an emotional breakdown with violins. And the lore? Oh, it's deep. Team Cherry doesn't tell stories, they whisper riddles in pain. You'll be 3 hours in, staring at a bug, crying on a rock, wondering if you're the villain. When it finally releases, expect it to ruin lives in the best possible way. Silksong will hurt you,
but you'll say thank you afterward.
Mortal Shell is like if Elden Ring went indie and drank 5 cans of depression juice. It's smaller, simpler, but man, it still hits hard. You play as a hollow vessel that can possess the dead bodies of fallen warriors, called shells. Each shell has its own playstyle. One's fast, one's tanky, one's tragic. Pick your flavor of suffering. Combat is slow, weighty, and deliberate. Every swing matters, every dodge counts, and every time you die, and oh you will, you'll stare at the screen like, why am I like this? Its signature mechanic is the Harden ability. Mid-fight, you can literally turn to stone to block attacks. It sounds cool until you realize your reflexes are garbage and you harden at the wrong time. But when you get it right, you feel like a rock star, literally. The world is gloomy and twisted, filled with cryptic NPCs and enemies who look like failed biology experiments. There's minimal storytelling, just mood, mystery, and misery. Sure, it's shorter than Elden Ring, but it captures that same haunting vibe, loneliness, challenge, and the sweet satisfaction of earning every single victory. Mortal Shell is proof that pain doesn't need a AAA budget, just good design and a developer who hates joy.
You know what Elden Ring was missing? Power armor and robot guts. The Surge 2 said, forget dragons, let's chop limbs off cyborgs in a futuristic wasteland. Set in a dystopian city where everything has gone wrong, as usual, you play as a survivor who wakes up in a hospital and immediately gets attacked by drones. Great start. The story? Think Dark Souls, but with more electricity and fewer dragons. The combat is pure surgical chaos. You don't just attack enemies, you target their body parts. Want a new weapon? Slice off that dude's arm. Need armor? Time to amputate. It's like shopping, but violent. Every fight feels technical. You can't button mash. Timing, stamina, and direction matter. When you land a perfect finisher, it's like watching an R-rated Transformers fight. The world design is tight, looping, and filled with shortcuts like classic Souls maps, except everything glows and tries to kill you with lasers. The bosses are terrifying. Giant mechs, mutant soldiers, and whatever that nanotech blob thing was supposed to be. And the loot grind? Addictive. You'll constantly tweak builds, upgrade implants, and wonder why you're enjoying this much pain. The Surge 2 is like Elden Ring took a trip to Cyberpunk 2077, got electrocuted, and came back with a metal arm. Brutal, bloody, and shockingly satisfying.
If Elden Ring went full anime and decided everyone needed better hair, you'd get Code Vein. This is literally Dark Souls with vampire cosplay and questionable fashion choices. You play as a revenant, basically a vampire with amnesia who fights other vampires because reasons. The story is emotional, tragic, and at times completely confusing. But who cares when your sword is bigger than your self-control? The combat is fast, flashy, and a bit more forgiving than typical Souls games. You have special powers called blood veils that let you drain enemies' life force in style. Imagine stabbing a guy and then turning it into a fireworks show. Customization off the charts. Weapons, classes, abilities, it's a min-maxer's dream. You can make a tanky knight, a speedy assassin, or a magic nuke launcher. There's even a partner system, meaning you rarely fight alone. They might not be smart, but at least they look cool. The anime aesthetic is gorgeous. Think post-apocalyptic Tokyo meets Castlevania. Everything is dramatic. The music, the characters, even the way you die. Sure, it's edgier than your teenage playlist, but it nails that Souls-like feeling. Every victory earned, every defeat memorable. Code Vein proves that pain looks better with eyeliner.
And finally, Lords of the Fallen. Not the old one, the new one. This reboot said, what if we take Elden Ring, sprinkle Unreal Engine 5 magic dust on it, and add 2 worlds, one alive, one dead? You play as a holy warrior who can swap between the land of the living and Umbral, a shadowy hellscape that makes Blighttown look cozy. Every area drips with gothic detail. Cathedrals, swamps, and creatures that look like they've crawled straight out of your worst fever dream. The best part? The dual realm mechanic. Die in the real world, and you're not done. You wake up in Umbral.
surrounded by skeletons and regret. It's like a second chance, except it's worse. Combat feels heavy and deliberate, with flashy magic, brutal weapons, and some of the most cinematic boss intros ever. Each boss fight feels like a medieval opera where the stage explodes and you're the understudy who didn't rehearse. The visuals are jaw-dropping, the atmosphere is suffocating, and the difficulty? Painful but fair. You'll die a lot, but you'll love how pretty it looks while you do. If Elden Ring is a masterpiece of exploration, Lords of the Fallen is its gothic cousin who shows up late to the party but steals the show anyway.